Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel guys and you enjoy the content, please do subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And for all my regular viewers, welcome back. In today's video guys, I'll be looking at a Star article about an ex-convict by the name of Davis and his plea to the government and to implement ways in which ex-convicts can gain employment. So guys, let's get into the video. So to give a little backstory on this whole case, in 2016, Davis killed his baby mother with a single stab. So what happened really was that they have been together for a while. They have a son, and basically Howard, this is his explanation of why he stabbed his baby mother. Howard was teased by neighbors, you name it, that the child was not his. So they were like, she gave her a jacket. And what happened is, one evening while he approached the subject, so he would broach the subject to his baby mother in 2016, he requested to have a DNA test done. And what happened is that created some fiction where they were having an argument. They started to have an argument, and out of rage, he stabbed her once and she died. Now, Howard have served 10 years in prison for the crime, and he's out now. He does basically, he's doing farming, and he's also doing music. So what Howard is pleading to the government for is ways in which they can look at offenders that have served their time and want to make a positive impact on society. So in seeing this story, guys, I think it's an interesting story because there's a lot of attention around crimes in Jamaica and how to prevent crimes. There's a lot of attention on why it is that someone would do certain things, especially the fact that you kill your baby mother. Whether or not you think she gave you a jacket, nothing is ever justifiable. There's no justification in doing stuff like this. But of course, we look at these things. We look at, is it a case that these people are just pure evil? So when I saw the article, I felt I wanted to do a video on it to take a look at whether or not we are looking to reform individuals, or is it that our beliefs are really to throw them away. Now, if we're being realistic, based on how things are set up, there's not much facilitation or there's not much rehabilitation available or reform in place when it comes on to prisoners. I'm not sure if you guys have seen a few stories where prisoners have died waiting for trial. Prisoners have been lost in the system, and most of these individuals have severe mental health issues. So what you're finding is that, which is rightfully so, when people commit certain crimes, it gives us a bit of a distaste for them. And we don't necessarily want to be associated with individuals like that. It's like when you have individuals who continue to commit crimes over and over and over again, and then they finally die, people tend to rejoice because they feel like it's one of those things where the society can move forward in a more positive light and we'll have less crime. But we're seeing that that's not necessarily how it works. And this is the reason why I don't look at it from that angle. I don't necessarily just look at someone offending or someone committing crimes or someone doing certain things and then I believe, okay, let's wipe them out. The reason why I don't believe that is effective enough is because that doesn't solve the bigger issue. And I think most of the crime problems in Jamaica is more of a rooted issue than just one individual. But when you look at it, even if you're getting rid of one gang member or you're getting rid of individuals, you find that someone takes up the mantle. So which means it's more of a root cause to me. So I always look at it in terms of the option should be there to reform individuals. Now, get this, and this is where it becomes tricky. There are some individuals that you cannot reform. It's the truth. There are some individuals that are so far gone that only God can bring them back. And this is true of especially pedophiles. So much research has been done, and they tend to reoffend, especially when they're presented with the temptation. So with individuals like that, it's more psychological behavior rather than the crime itself. So it's more mental. So in their head, that is how they feel they should process emotions. You know, a lot of times, a lot of us, we make decisions based on our anger. This is what you would call self-control. Some of us have the self-control. So someone upsets us and we do not act in that way, right? And then someone upsets us and we act in a violent manner. So looking at Howard's case and many others in the situation, so we have them in this prison system, and he's at the stage now in which he wants the opportunities to be afforded based on the fact that to him he made a mistake and he wants to be able to live his life. Now, like I said, what makes it complicated is because that woman can't get back her life. And in life, my beliefs are that as much as I'm for forgiveness, you have to understand that when you make decisions, right? When you make decisions, this is why you have to really think. When you make decisions, you have to also be willing to accept some of the consequences that comes with that. So as much as I don't believe that we should turn our backs on offenders, I do believe that there's some guidelines should be had. So even if you're done your time, I do believe there are certain processes that needs to take place. Because what you do is risk that individual coming back and of reoffending. It happens a lot of times. Men serve years in prison and come back out, start to kill again until they get killed. So we see that happen. So having this situation where this individual is on the other side and has the option of reoffending or not reoffending, you really see where a big issue, because here you have, right? Here you have somebody where as far as he has said, there was not much done in wake of counseling, in wake of reforming, in wake of him understanding. It was more like a personal choice according to him. So he can say anything, because a lot of people can say anything to get what they want from the system. But we're looking at yes, some people that offends, they die. But what about those whom they're in prison, they're serving their time and the system lets them back on society? That is why I just believe that there needs to be more focus. In order to prevent this problem, there needs to be more focus on reforming individuals. Because bear in mind, not everyone is behind bars for a lifetime. And to prevent the reoccurrence, yes, some may not heed. Yes, some will not change if they don't want to, because you can't force a man to change. But I believe that there needs to be more in terms of how prisoners are dealt, what they're allowed to have. As you see, there's a lot of issues surrounding prison life and how it appears to be the same way as being on the streets, because there's a lot of freedom that prisoners have. So I just think that there needs to be a lot more focus on those that we put behind bars. We tend to think, okay, let's throw them away and lock the keys, but then they come back in society, because not everybody is there on a lifetime basis. And also, you have to understand that everyone deserves a second chance, you know? Everybody deserves the chance to prove themselves, to prove us wrong. I know sometimes that is at the expense of someone else's life, but they're coming out anyway. Like for those who have served their time, they're coming back into society anyway. So why not put things in place where you can try to at least reform these individuals? Because at the present moment, there don't seem to be a system in place to do so. So as I said earlier, I can't just look at it on an individual level, because it seems to be a root crime seems to be more of a root problem. So if we can change that root, if we can dig up that root, and try to curb that, make it something that people don't even want to venture in, then we can be talking. But guys, that's really my thoughts on it. Where the Howard Davis story is concerned, I don't think that he should be afforded everything in terms of working with women. I think there needs to be restrictions where offenders, especially when they do like offense against women, children, you name it, they should be barred from certain jobs. I personally believe that. I don't care if they have been forgiven. I think it is important to safeguard vulnerable people from those individuals who have offended. But I think there's loads of jobs that you can hire them for, like mechanics, stuff like that, where they're not interacting with vulnerable people, where they're not interacting with certain people. So I think, of course, there could be programs. I think there should be programs where offenders can get jobs in certain areas or assistance with jobs in certain areas. And of course, you're going to monitor their movement and monitor their performance. And in my opinion, both society and this ex-con seeks to benefit from this whole arrangement, as opposed to just out in the streets where they're more likely to fall back into the situation that they have been locked up for in the first place. But guys, that's really my thoughts on it. That's how I look at it. Please do share your thoughts on the situation. I do thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Until next time, Godspeed. Bye.